The desk of accounting, Media and Consultancy Incorporated brings you the Dumboy Show. The Dumboy Show, a full-hour interactive forum where key issues that can shift the desk of accounting have been discussed.
One of the principal agenda of advocating political and social in the country, we should
become a coronavirus that transmitted from one person to another.
On the first segment, we bring face-to-face discussions, including county government officials, civil society actors and activists, political actors, educators, businessmen and women, marketers, motorcyclists, and the list continues.
People need to watch their utterances, lies, purported story, concocted lies against people. People need to desist from that. And you people at media institutions should discourage this. Some of that people want money, all the men do that. You don't bring no facts to the radio, you encourage that person, that call them because they got 3-day free call. You need to erect a checkpoint and let people bring the facts to you. The person that call every day, 2-3 persons that call every day to insult, they just make up stories about what they don't know about. And then you encourage that? No, that's not what we support the media institution for.
On our other segment, we bring you what the paper says, followed by sports. In spite of the many challenges, joblessness, underdevelopment, poor educational sector, the gain for wealth and selfishness, bad road connectivity, but the questions are, how can Bassa be reconciled with such division and diversities in political and social terms? How can Bassa youth desist from aggressiveness and build stronger ties among themselves? How, after 173 years old, country will provide strong university in Bassa to improve youth education and leadership? How a job will be created to enable the citizens live a better life? To answer these plus many more, join Elton William Bitia from Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as he finds solutions to your many problems. So the old days for us our fathers, that we can weave in on our new government. Media and Consultancy Incorporated brings you the Dumboy Show. The Dumboy Show, a full-hour interactive forum where key issues that can shift the desk of accounting country have been discussed.
Dumboy being one of the principal agenda of advocacy, both political and social in the country, we should belong to continue to hold to party and political sentiment. There will be problem, and that's why it's harming Bassa.
It's about that will stop an issue of hatred. You know, in the country, hatred become a coronavirus that transmitted from one person to another.
On the first segment, we bring face-to-face discussions, including county government officials, civil society actors and activists, political actors, educators, businessmen and
who are working in some of our leaders' offices and the middle being mature in how putting information in the public. You can now send a communication to the superintendent office and he respond. Then people start without any reference to their leaders come on the social media discussing information that was sent to the superintendent office. I think they are more responsible. We are now running for gangster government. Now you will get example you post it here where you are not having fact that can cause serious chaos and serious conflict. If all look at what brought the issue in Rwanda, it was from the post of one journalist at Rwanda into serious problem. So when we are putting information in the public, we should be careful because one of the things that my leadership been working on is reconciliation. You hear people posting accountability, but they cannot point to what the major thing that people should account for.
But are you very optimistic of achieving the issue about reconciliation in the ambassador?
But those that want to reconcile will say the word. From what those that want to reconcile, I can hear we reconcile. If you have 100,000 people and maybe 75,000 people think that they can reconcile, or 75,000 persons think that you can work together for the common good of the region you're in. If you work together, then the 25,000 people stay to where they are. But if I'm having the opportunity, I think all of us need to come together.
Yeah, Ma, just tell us your name. Where your name? Mary who?
Mary Muyen.
Mary Muyen, I saw you crying. Why have been? Just show us.
Asan. You have to tell, baby. They starting at a month. About 12,000 fish and it's story for me. From a crowd that they play and take the money from. The crowd was going to our earning now. And when somewhere I took money to replace the crowd money, then I did that for me to get my correct money. Yesterday now, because I had money I was looking at now for me to start another market. Father, I don't get it on my lap. My children try hard to get in anything for me to do my market. And I've been doing it over and over. Even if you are selling, I get paper for it. Get paper for it. Right here. Give me paper for it. Not today or not tomorrow. I started doing it. I don't have no money. For me, no count. I get no money.
So meaning you frustrated, you feeling bad.
I'm feeling bad about my money.
How much will you get at the end of the month?
Then they put it in a plastic before they check it everything. Check it on the pool. When they check it now, how much is supposed to get? Then they will bring your pool and explain it to you. You certify with it, you go with your plastic. And then we started.
Okay.
Our 4 years.
You've been with Kotu 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our 4 years. On the people living. Our 4 years. And we can take our money easily.
So Oma, how many children you get supporting?
Children are supporting. I'm a grandchildren there now. Grandchildren there with me. My children there. I born 5 boy children. 2 girls. Boy children there are only one working in the morning. When they get 18, they pop me up for me to continue the business. The grandchildren there to me, they are about 9. Everybody.
9 grandchildren.
Yeah. Right in my yard now.
So the weight not happening unto you now. So what you want? What you want the school money?
They cannot go nowhere because of the party politics. Oh, they start to one another in a place. When they will get tired and focus on developing a campaign.
Man, you are way, man. How you want for this guy to be developed? You know what people not do for me?
But I would discuss the individual benefits. We discussing the development of this country. So I'm urging everybody to come together in support of the Bassa Dumboy.
L-I-B-U, yeah. All I need is total peace in my country, yeah. They not rap, politicians want to hear more than self. Send country, and I won't lie, it can happen, set. Real talk, if you listen to this song, don't get bad. Pass on fun, pass on laughing, I have motor there. Whether you for CDC, but they want the party or whatever. Let all the people let in the stand, they stop it, so they leader. Create true love for each other, from there we put hands together. That's all of the Bassa Dumboy. Constructive play, if we do it, we get better. Show lit, Bassa Dumboy. That's all of the Bassa Dumboy. Bassa Dumboy. Delicious Bassa Dumboy. All the politicians, that's all of the Bassa Dumboy. That simply means everybody should come together.
Welcome. Today is Monday, the 6th day of October, and the year remains 2025. Let me say welcome. I know it was a wonderful weekend, particularly for those across Grand Bassa County, where in the district league left the entire county very busy and entertaining sports-wise, and we all went on the famous Doris Williams Sports Stadium to cheer our separate districts to victory. And the semi-finals is on the way, and we hope that the same peaceful coexistence will see us through to the end or the official climax of this much talk about district tournament. So let me say welcome. It's good to have you on after the weekend. It's Monday, just the start of another working week. And so let me say welcome. This is this week's first presentation of the Dumboy Show on Average 94 megahertz and also televised live online on Ablij online television. Those of you that always follow us via our online platform from across the globe, let me say welcome. Keep sharing the broadcast and invite others to join us as well as we talk about issues that will find Bassa move in the right path towards peace and development issues. I will have a paradigm shift to see Liberia on par with other developing countries across Africa and the world over. My name is TARR GARNETT, and I'm in the presenters chair this morning, serving you a very palatable breakfast. So it is, and so let me say welcome. Keep sharing the broadcast. Drop your comments for online viewers. And you can also encourage others to join you as well as we talk about this very intriguing issue. Something that we saw the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yuman Bwaka, taken very seriously, specifically during his first State of the Nation address, wherein he actually declared the war on drugs as a national public health emergency. And since said pronouncement, committees were set up. There have been some actions taken, but yet still there are a lot more things needed to be done. Parents are still crying. There are young people that are living in destitution as a result of the intake of drugs and other harmful narcotic substances. So it was announced as a national public health emergency, but as it stands, by the day, young people are dying. From what now they have named as Star Spark and die. You know that if you take this thing, it will automatically lead to your early demise, but yet still, there are young people that are going about consuming those harmful substances without a second thought of what have happened right in their presence to their fellow young people. But however, today we thought it very much important to more like congratulate the hurricanes of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency that the ending part of the last week, they were encountered, they had some dialogue, they had community engagements, and during said community engagements, and they opened a stakeholders dialogue that also included students and community leaders as well, civil society actors. They were able to carry on some background checks, and at that particular point, the former DEA commander of Grand Bassa County, Alfred Lakey, was automatically suspended and subjected to investigation by the Professional Division of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. Just a week after, over this weekend, the LDA brought in new leadership headed by Mr. Frederick Teo, and we saw that as another move. But this reminds me of the action that brought about widespread speculations amongst citizens that there are officials of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, key actors, as a matter of fact, that are allegedly contributing fully to the importation and sales of drugs in Liberia when the issue of Mr. Abraham Payne came up following an audio, a leak audio, where he was giving instruction to one of his subordinates to have his daughter released, only because the LDA officer informed his boss that she was arrested in a drug terrain and she had to be apprehended by the officers. Just days after that leak audio, the President of the Republic of Liberia went to work and dismissed the entire hierarchy of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, then headed by Mr. Anthony Sewell, who had served for the second time as the head of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. He held similar position during the tenure of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and he was again appointed by President Joseph Yuman Bwaka to serve. But the dismissal of the hurricanes of the LDA was not the first under the watch of His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Bwaka. Earlier on, April Kumau was appointed with Fadikai and others. They were also dismissed by the President of the Republic of Liberia. And so the issue regarding dismissal, suspensions, and subjecting some of those alleged of not fighting drugs in Liberia, but being key contributors when it comes to the influx of drugs in the country and the sales of drugs as well. We've been looking at these things happening, but yet still people are still dying. Young people are getting addicted on a daily basis. Every time you will find new drugs having in communities. And these things are happening overly amid suspensions and dismissals. So it brings a major question to mind as to whether changing leadership, be it at the national level or at the county level, is actually helping to curtail the widespread or intake of drugs across the country. And subjecting others to investigation and not coming back to the limelight to give sufficient reasons why that person was suspended or as to how far that investigation have reached and the results thereafter, and what other punitive measures will be put in place to ensure that all of those that will be linked to such uncalled for acts paid for what they are doing to the young people of this country or Grand Bassa County as a whole. And so this morning we just thought to look at the appointment of the new leadership of the Grand Bassa Detachment of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency headed by Frederick Tio. And it's something that happens ceremonially whenever a new leadership of the LDA is put into office. You find them going around carrying on ghetto raids so as to ensure they have taken over and carry on major drug busts across the county as well. And so just over the weekend, we had a new leadership. I just thought to name some of those that have been appointed by the acting leadership. Don't forget, however, Biako heads the acting leadership of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. He's from the Liberia National Police, and also he's deputized by another key actor in the National Security Agency, the NSE. And so they've been working to ensure that they bring new systems and thus ensuring that they can also fervently fight to ensure, if not eradication, but to minimize the drug influx and intake among young people across Liberia. And so quickly, I'm trying to get the listing of those that have been named or appointed by head office to head the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency here in Grand Bassa County. And Frederick Tio, as I said earlier on, Frederick Tio is the new commander for the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency Grand Bassa Detachment. That appointment was made on yesterday, and the officer in charge, as I said earlier on, made the appointment. And don't forget, the LDA is carrying on efforts to ensure that the regional arm of the agency is strengthened. And following the suspension of Alfred Lackey, they saw it very much important to have new leadership in place so as to ensure that their work continue on in the county. And so we're expecting the new leadership to collaborate with the local authorities here, community leaders and other stakeholders to aid them in the fight against drugs in this county. So we've gathered reports that the Standard Division of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency is also handling some inquiry to ensure that the due process and transparency is accorded the suspended or former TA boss of Grand Bassa County, Alfred Lackey. And so we hope that the new leadership will not subscribe to similar allegations that have led to the suspension and replacement of Alfred Lakid. And truth be told, the fight against drugs have been a serious public outcry from the communities to the districts to counties, and nationally it has been a serious public outcry. And many will say every time there is a major drug bust, 2 days after you will find another major drug bust. So it shows that even those that are importing drugs in Liberia, they are not afraid. Those that are transporting drugs in Grand Bassa, they are not afraid, because if you arrest someone today, the next day you'll find another major bust. Another time it's another major bust. We went to work to ask these hard questions to the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. Why is it that every time we will find you going in the communities, entering ghettos, breaking down ghettos, arresting drug dealers, many times you will say, well, we don't really focus on the consumers, but the suppliers and the distributors, so to speak. But yet still, those suppliers and distributors will be arrested with huge quantities of narcotic substances. You will request our presence as media outlets to have them interviewed to explain their side of the story. You will inform us that they have been processed and will be similarly forwarded to the magisterial court for prosecution. Days after, these same drug dealers will be released. They will be seen in the communities and they will start their normal businesses. So it becomes scary when we have the authority to exercise and you have been given that gavel to ensure that drug dealers are arrested and turned over prosecution. And all of a sudden, those drug dealers are seen in the communities and they are carrying on the same business. When we ask the question, the LDA heads will tell us that, look, it is not in our purview. We have had these individuals processed and forwarded to court for court proceedings. So I think the question now goes to the magisterial court or the circuit court, so to speak. And we all know that there are steps in our justice system in Liberia. Once you are arrested, be it by the Liberia National Police, the Drugs Enforcement Agency, you are processed or charged and forwarded to court. Once that is done, the court will go to work, carry on the trial or whatsoever, and have you sent over to the correction or rehabilitation center, which is a prison compound. When you are there, you go through another process. So the issue of justice have steps and processes. So if one arm of government have played a role and has shifted the person arrested to the next level of the justice system, it is also incumbent upon that angle of the justice system so that due process is accorded and the right things are done. So it becomes scary when the LDA officers will always, I hope Frederick Tio and his team are listening this morning, because you are just taking over leadership. And I think it is important that you follow up on some of these issues that we are raising, because it has been a major problem with the issue of the fight against drugs in Bassa. I want to be a little bit clear about this. And so it becomes scary when people that provide intelligence to the LDA signaling them that, look, there is someone in my community or in my neighborhood that is involved with the sales of narcotic substances. When that intelligence is provided, the LDA moves in, conduct the arrest. Mind you, when that person is released, that person will go to work and start to investigate on his or her own as to how police got this intelligence, or how LDA got the intelligence that they were in a sale of narcotic substances. And I tell you what, they have money. Drug dealers have money. They have the money. So they will do anything humanly possible to ensure that whosoever that was able to give such information out is being brought to the spotlight. And once that is done, that person to his or her life will be at risk. So it becomes scary for even committed to us come out and say, look, let me go and inform the DEA that something is going on here. Because they too have complained on the same radio. They have complained over it that, look, we can give the DEA the information, but when we inform them, the same people that they will arrest, these people will come back in the community and it becomes threat to us as informers. So all of these things are very scary. More so, one issue I raised when the president dismissed the recent leadership of the LDA and appointed the officer in charge and his other officers to spearhead the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, I raised this issue. And take one example. Look at GARNETT Bassa County. Have you taken upon your time to visit the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency office in Bassa? That place is very tight, and it cannot even accommodate 10 officers. Least to talk about drug suspects. That place is either a warehouse or a generator room, because that is right at the back of the administrative building, and I know it was built for something else and not for an office space. So having people assigned, giving people the tax to have certain jobs done, they need to be given the necessary support. For how long the LDA does not even have a motorcycle in GARNETT Bassa? For how long? The last time I checked, the LDA was given a pickup that was during the first term of Madam Ellen Johnson service since 2007 or 8. Since that time up to now, we are talking about over 16 to 17 years. The LDA cannot boast of a vehicle. How do you expect them to enforce? The LDA officer will arrest a drug suspect as far as Youngstown, several kilometers away from Buchanan City. And they will want to have that suspect transported with those narcotic substances arrested to Buchanan. How do they transport those suspects to Buchanan? Are they provided with transportation? No. The LDA will go on the arrest of individuals that are linked to the sales or intake of drugs, and to some extent, it becomes embarrassing. You cannot want the LDA to function properly or effectively if you do not have the logistical power or the manpower. You have several officers or agents or action agents, as they call them, within the service that are volunteers. People tell me, I don't know, but honestly, in my mind, it doesn't make sense. You are sending someone to risk his or her life to fight a multi-billion-dollar business. Now, this issue of drugs is a big cartel. In other countries across the globe, even the drug cartel controls the government. These are multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires. They have the money. Someone that will work 30 days in a month and have no hope whatsoever to take something home to his or her family only because you are volunteering. Do you think that person or a serious-minded agency or government is prepared for the war against drugs? So it's not about bringing in new leadership. It's not about having people transfer from one place to another. It's about ensuring that the right things are put in place and the appropriate logistical supports are provided. One man wakes up in the morning, wears a black t-shirt with black trousers with boots, and he's an action agent for the LD. He's not on payroll. He's not on contract, but he's working. How do you think that man gets paid? So anything that is not done properly is not done at all. We wholeheartedly welcome the new leadership of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. We mean very supportively. We have always been ensuring that we all put our hands around the LDA to ensure that this war against drugs is realized. But it is important to note that without the necessary support, without sufficient manpower, without appropriate salary or staffing allotments, we do not expect to achieve much. And these officers are humans. These officers have families. I'm not in any way justifying that some of the compromise in these cases are linked to LDA officers. But you do not need a rocket scientist to tell you that if you cannot pay a man for 2-3 months, all that man knows is that he works as a volunteer because he wants to give back to the country. And that man comes across a drug dealer that is traveling with a drugs in the tune of at least $500,000 US. And that dealer is willing to dash off 50,000. The first thing I'll run to that officer's mind is how long will he work for to acquire or to earn such an amount? If he decides not to compromise with that drug dealer, the next thought will be, what if this money is dished out to someone higher than me? What becomes of me? So when the salaries are not attractive, they do not have the logistical support, no transportation, no battle, no pepper spray, proper uniform not in place. And mind you, going in the ghettos to carry on raiding is very risky. We saw what happened a couple of months ago in Caldwell. Right in Buchanan, along the train track, what happened with an armed officer. So their lives too are at risk, and they need the necessary logistical support to enforce. So we welcome the new leadership. We open our arms to work with them, but we also called on the county local authorities and the hurricanes of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency to know that in the absence of the necessary funding, in the absence of logistical support, we always find these problems creeping in. We always find these problems. You may agree with me that there are some officers that are even friendly with these dealers because they take it as a normal hustle. The men will call you every month and say, my man, yeah, you're smart and you'll go and pick it up. These things are happening. It's an open secret. It has been curtailed at a level, but it needs to be eradicated. Security personnel are decent people. Security personnel are people that should not be involved with this friendliness, and at times they sit on table, they knock glass together with drug dealers. They become friends, and once they become friends, they become compromised. And once that happens, it becomes very scary, and we cannot realize a win when it comes to the fight against drugs in this country. So I will take this break. Just to be back in the jiffy, and once I come back, I will have the lines activated to take your calls this morning on the program. But we now have new officers or commander and other heads of the Ldea Bassa Detachment. So we talk about that this morning. What would be our advice to them? What would be our caution message to them? And let's welcome them in the county. And those mistakes should not be repeated. I'll take this break to be back just in the jiffy.
Yeah. Yeah. Ma, just tell us your name.
Come on, where name?
Mary who?
Mary Muyen.
Mary Muyen, I saw you crying. What happened? Just show us.
I have to tell baby. They starting at 8 months. About 12,000 fish and they stole it from me. From a crowd that they play after the money for. The crowd was going to earning now. And when some guy took money to replace the crowd money, then I did that for me to get my correct money. Yesterday now, because I had money, I was looking.
classic display of arrogance and reckless police brutality on the part of they have shown that the police are unprofessional.
So where are we headed? Where are we headed from here?
Where are we headed from? Yeah. We are headed at our national party headquarters.
My people, hello. My name is Dr. Catherine Thomas Cooper. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of Liberia. I got good news for everyone. The government and the partners last year started to give malaria vaccine in 6 counties in Liberia in the southeast. We are now ready to carry the vaccine to the remaining 9 counties. My people, the malaria vaccine will be given to children from 5 months all the way up to 2 years. Our children will take the vaccine 4 different times to help reduce malaria from catching them fast and for them not to get sick with malaria. The vaccine is safe, available and free. No paying money for it. So let us carry our children to the clinic or the hospital for the malaria vaccine. When we carry our children to the clinic or hospital, the doctor people will tell you more about the malaria vaccine. My people, even when your children taking the malaria vaccine, we must always make sure that they sleep under the mosquito net everywhere and every night. Let us also remind you that when our children are taken to the clinic, we must make sure that we carry our baby vaccine card. Carry your 5-month-old children and your children less than 2 years old to the clinic or the hospital for malaria vaccine. The vaccine is safe, available and free. No paying money. This is a message from the Ministry of Health and her partners.
Let me say welcome back, folks. Thank you, technicians. Thank you so kind. Let me say welcome back, and I will take your course shortly. And you know, on yesterday morning again, another interesting scene I witnessed was the issue of the officers getting online to do drug tests. And I can record that the president of Liberia talked about that. He and the vice president took the stand, or these things should be done routinely, and they should be done unannounced. Okay, they should be done unannounced. It's a good style, a good practice, a good system, but it should be done unannounced and it should be done routinely. And I think that was a good one on yesterday, showing that all the officers go through the drug test so as to ensure that they are drug free. Because before you go out to fight drugs, you should not be the one taking it and you go to also fight it. There can be a serious compromise. So that was a good exercise on yesterday morning, I must admit. And but it should have been done. It should have been done unannounced, and it should have also been something that will be done routinely. So as it was done on yesterday morning, probably it can be done monthly, bi-monthly, but let it be unannounced. You know, just take them unexpected and say, look, let's run through the test. I think that'll be okay. Instead of giving people the time to adjust, flush out and all of that before you come on to conduct tests. It's more like the man is coming at your house to carry on armed robbery and say, I'm coming to your place tomorrow. So you have to get set. So I think it was a good exercise on yesterday morning, I must admit. But it should be done regularly, as I said earlier on, or routinely, and more so, it should be unannounced. And so I will take your course shortly, but it is good we have new officers. This issue of swapping one officer or commander from one county to another, for one destination to another, I am saying this openly that it will in no way enhance the fight against drugs in the absence of the necessary support needed by the agency. Thanks to the Liberian government, just last week we saw fleets of brand new vehicles for the LD, I think 15 pieces. We hope that Grand Bassa County will get hers to ensure that transportation and movements for our officers are easier. We hope that Grand Bassa County will definitely get one of those vehicles. So it's a good thing. We talk every time, but I guess the government is listening. You cannot have DEA commander in a county, big county as Grand Bassa, and you do not have a motorbike. A motorbike you do not have. So it is disheartening, and I think they are listening, because the last time I checked, we raised the issue of the dismissal at the LDA. Second time, nothing changing, and dismissing and bringing new folks on board will not still change anything. But what is important is that the necessary things inside must be done. Provide logistical support, ensure that people are trained and appropriately employed so that they know that they are working for something. But the man will not want to be answerable to you because you are not paying him. And any man that you do not pay and you have him as someone that is volunteering, particularly fighting multi-billion-dollar business, it is alarming, it's scary, and it's disappointing. So I'm hoping that as they've started to listen, may it have a trickle-down effect to Leeward counties. Because with the fleet of vehicles I saw being displayed after our advocacy that, look, you cannot run a DEA with all logistical support, I believe that more will be done, and more should be done, and more must be done if we actually want to be sincere and real with this fight against drugs. It should not just be pronouncement, it should not just be declaration, but it should be seen through our actions and our support and our resilience to ensure that those that are working in such an agency are empowered and provided with the needed support. And so we have the new leadership. So Patrick Teo, let me say welcome, and hope you are following this morning with your officers. Welcome to Bassa, and hope that you work in the interest of the people of Bassa and in the interest of the county. And it's also important to note that community dwellers must remain supportive. Quite recently, we saw community dwellers moving to terrible heavens, abandoned structures, chasing out disadvantaged youth that found it as their low hiding place to consume narcotic substances, and they were involved, breaking down some of those structures and ensuring that they were dislodged from their separate communities. That was a good start. But also by law, you can't enter somebody's place without a search or seizure warrant. So when you get the intel too, you go to the enforcement angle or the enforcement agency, give them the tip and let them guide you in the process, because it's also risky for you as a person. But sometimes people get so frustrated when they are provided intelligence and nothing is working, as I said from the onset. You find these same people coming back and even improving on their business, their illegal business in the community. So people get frustrated and they have to take on the mantle by themselves, which is also wrong. But I think it is important that we work concomitantly with the new leadership of the LDA, so as to ensure that the right things and proper things are done, and for our own safety and security as well. And so let me say welcome to the new commander and his team of officers. Hope you work in the best interest of the county. And it is my appeal that even if you have these people as how do you call it, informers or action agents, there should be a recommendation to head office. Now, we cannot keep these guys here from the beginning of a month to the end. And these individuals have their families. They have their kids that need to be in school. Their kids' medication is also required. They have to feed their kids. They have to shelter their kids. They have to clothe their kids. They too need to be taken care of properly. In the absence of expecting nothing at the end of the month, you are already compromising the fight against drugs. Yeah, let me be emphatically clear. For you to have an individual that you identify as an action agent or informer of the LDA, and that person is expecting nothing at the end of the month, honestly, you are not serious about the fight against drugs. So that means there is something sinister going on, that a man will wake up in the morning and dress and say, I am an officer of the LDA, but that man is going there and expecting nothing, no payroll, no check, no money coming in bank account. About money number, nothing coming on it. But the man is still having a zest to work. What is he depending on? That means there is something sinister going on, that young man is using as a means to sustain himself. So he will always want to be with the agency. So until that is stopped, that people must stop volunteering in fighting a multi-billion-dollar cartel, we are now ready to actually fight drugs in Liberia. Where in the world you have over thousands of individuals volunteering? They are not on contract, they are not on payroll, but they are fighting drugs. Even love for country cannot drive someone that far. If you say love for country, the salary is not attractive, the salary is not at the level we expect it to be, it is not in line with the decent work bill and all of that, we say, yes, this is love for country. But to volunteer when you expect nothing at the end of the month, that means there is something inside that is keeping these guys on the job. And the thing that is inside that is keeping them on the job is what is making the fight against drugs very difficult. Because people are already compromised. So until we can change that, we may not realize the result that we so desire. So let me announce the hotline numbers and have you place in your calls this morning, and what could be your caution message, what could be your advice, what could be your recommendation to the new team of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. But just before that, don't forget, the malaria vaccine has been officially launched in Grand Bassa County. So carry your kids for the vaccine from 5 months up to 15 months. Go to any nearby clinic, let the kids take the vaccine. It is important. Their immune system is not that strong yet, so it's better they take the vaccine to be safe. At least when the malaria comes, it will not knock them down at that level. So please don't forget to take your kids for malaria vaccine. So I will take this break with the CMO, the Chief Medical Officer of Liberia, talking about the malaria vaccine. And once I come back, I will announce the hotline numbers.
My people, hello. My name is Dr. Catherine Thomas Cooper. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of Liberia. I got good news for everyone. The government and the partners last year started to give malaria vaccine in 6 counties in Liberia in the southeast. We are now ready to carry the vaccine to the remaining 9 counties. My people, the malaria vaccine will be given to children from 5 months all the way up to 2 years. Our children will take the vaccine 4 different times to help reduce malaria from catching them fast and for them not to get sick with malaria. The vaccine is safe, available and free. No paying money for it. So let us carry our children to the clinic or the hospital for the malaria vaccine. When we carry our children to the clinic or hospital, the doctor people will tell you more about the malaria vaccine. My people, even when your children taking the malaria vaccine, we must always make sure that they sleep under the mosquito net everywhere and every night. Let us also remind you that when our children are taken to the clinic, we must make sure that we carry our baby vaccine card. Carry your 5-month-old children and your children less than 2 years old to the clinic or the hospital for malaria vaccine. The vaccine is safe, available and free. No paying money. This is a message from the Ministry of Health and her partners. My people, hello. My name is Dr. Catherine Thomas Cooper. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of Liberia.
Thank you so kindly. So that is it. You heard it from the Chief Medical Officer of Liberia. Take your kids for the malaria vaccine. It's free of charge. We want to charge you a dime. So keep your calls coming now on 0775 734 774, 0775 734 774. Are the numbers to call to join us live this morning on the Dumboy Show. If you are just tuning in, this is the Monday's edition, October 6th, 2025 presentation of the Dumboy Show. My name is TARR. GARNETT. Let's move on and take our very first caller this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. One of the final sons of Grand Bassa County in person of Mr. TARR GARNETT.
The voice sounds like Toga Johnson Toga.
Yeah, thank you for the exclusive recognition. My name is Toga Johnson Toga, and I phone in for my respectful from you.
Welcome.
I think that's congratulations to the teachers. Today is World Teacher Day being celebrated in our country and our country. Yes, so I'm going to happy Teacher Day to all teachers, honestly. Mr. Garnett, the topic is very fascinating and good. I want to dive into it because he has the propensity to drag our country into another thing that will not be able for our country. So it is very good enough that we have a discussion on it. So I'm going to commend you for the kind of level you brought this technical topic. Okay. Go to the problem and to the issue. We monitor yesterday via telephone that drug enforcement officer taking the drug test. So I would ask ourselves, how many of them today never drug test? Are they proper GAA people or are they or aid and things? Now what they need, they not say, oh, the just of you. We can take all the news. You guys are not telling us how many of those persons that took the drug test. One of them, because other people were on post in different towns, villages, or district, and now all of a sudden. So is there the few people that are there where would it be that they don't want to take the drug test? They want to use a group to drug test?
No, but Toga, you asked a question, and I think that question comes to us as media practitioners that covered that program yesterday. What I know, honestly, whenever there is a new command team being assigned in a county, all of those officers can come down for general muster to see their new leadership and to take further instructions. So those on the other parts of Bassa assigned officers, they were also part of the team on yesterday. But to quantify them is where I cannot go. But what I know for sure is that all of them were called down to be shown their new commander.
Okay. I will take that. That does not answer my question. But let me just leave it and so because of time and what have you. I'm not commending all of you. You guys are doing well. But I think you're very fair. You said it clear. Do we have to have one male like to be on the technical place? Because before even you erect a checkpoint or a mistake, you have to know what has happened or what has been gone wrong after becoming correct. That was not done at all. But for experience's sake, we just flow. When the LDA, which was DA before the ad was changed on Manaseli, the first time, you can still remember, yes, for Aaron Chile, who was a deputy responsible last year, was arrested with huge quantity of drugs. At the end of the day, that was just being pumping back and being left at the wayside. When George reacted on his wife, there was a serious drug law passed. Are we Liberians saying whether the drug input for they kind of penetrate which are representing the Ghost War champion and of course it's a penetrate working? For me the answer is no. The penetrate is not working adequately. Honestly, it's just working. It's not the way working. You and myself know that was a case, quote unquote, where the deputy operation, his daughter was being caught into a game, and he was ordering the officer to immediately his daughter. Where that case go? To the fast track. That's why when you read the UN, we told you that Liberia. Honestly, we are not doing a job. Even to many bad job, honestly. You can bring Fernando, Commander, Chief, whosoever you everybody get that on the side, everybody get on the crew that is doing. Are we asking ourselves, or area recruitment, political recruitment, policies, or honor jobs we have government. It is just like that. What is it that one school classes we have had? What is
DS currently, hello, DS currently carry on search and exercise, and they started with the action agents. I can guarantee that exercise is ongoing.
Okay, then yes, it's good because we prefer because as you read that these are people who fail a billion dollar case or cases. But so they need to be well trained and be good so that we can find jobs. We really like said the other day, we got to put in more money.
Okay, so let me hold you there. Let me hold you there and take other callers. I think you made your points. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, let me start with greeting you, Mr. GARNETT Senior. Your friend, brother Trinidad is Senior calling right now from everyone in GARNETT Clinic.
Well, Jonathan, it's good to have you on. We are talking drug matter this morning. New leadership of DA in Bassa. And so let's speak to them this morning. They are listening.
Yeah, let me just tell the new DA commander, you are going to Great Bassa County. And my advice to him is not to do what other happened to him. And for the issue of the AIDS issue, I love how you place it because it's just as whole or just internationally is a money making something that people make money and money is the money. So the job by itself goes by the money spirit. Because if you got a person who they having an AIDS is not a bad thing, but then how the AIDS being treated, then that alone can cause the AIDS to even compromise other issues. And just first in Liberia is a holistic fight. It's very emergency because just is very dangerous right now in Liberia because the way people use it, the abuse of drugs. So I want to advise in a particular process that he should be able to recommend, as he said, to recommend to the head office, to the head office, the central office in Monrovia, and for those of our brothers who sacrificing as an assistant, they should be able to get at least or let's say compensation for them to be able to take care of them and their family. And another issue that GARNETT that you raised up about changing position from commander to commander. And for me, I support the government in that particular direction. The reason is that very common because if somebody is not doing the rightful thing, they can be changed. And then when somebody being changed and somebody being given assignment, you not to stay too long to that particular assignment because there is where sympathy and empathy come from. Because you will get glued to people, and then the same people will be able to buy you cracker and things. So there are cases that you compromise for that particular interest of that particular person, and we of course not going to be so. Because you're not going to be funny, but within Liberia now, the government not giving you everything
so
that you
So
want.
Senator, you are saying it's necessary because most of the time when they stay too long, they become compromised. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah. Because there's where it come from. That's what I'm saying. Where it come from. Because you not as a commander. I'm a commander, as my friend, right? I know you very well. You know me very well. You are live in the same community together in Jerusalem community. We always meet on a daily basis. So you think somebody will have problem against you, and then I will just be that ungrateful, and then let me just close my eyeball on you and just do that particular issue according to the law. Somehow you be cautious manner, and then you want to compromise the level of the law. And we are putting that on the be, but it will happen because of everything and sympathy. Okay. So this is the reason why you not to stay too long to or a certain error because you will get good to people. You get good to people. So I support the government in changing people from assignment to assignment. If they will I think I even advise that 1 year should be sufficient because within 1 year you can make multi of friends. So it's sufficient for each commander to work or area. And then my next recommendation to the government, we understand that they have been suspending us, let's say, dismissing people, but we want to get the outcome of those who have been dismissed.
Okay.
Because you cannot get dismissed a person for any allegation, and then the person is dismissed, and then forward to court how the court matter ends. You cannot come back to the citizen and explain and what the penalty the person is going to go and the person walks around with the penalty. Then it means that anybody can see that. Well, I swear, that's the uniform for me. So how other people will get these thinking. So I urge the government at least to move the get the measures for investigation should be made and should be carried on, and prosecution should be taken against anybody who contrary to the law.
Okay.
So thank you for having me on the line this morning.
Always welcome, Senator. Let's take the next caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Garnett.
Welcome, Chief. It's good to have you on.
Yeah, this is Saturday. I join you from my house here.
Saturday, don't mind being served. Go ahead and take your swallow.
Yeah, Mr. Garnett, let me commend you for the show. You see, I like the point that you brought in, Mr. Garnett. You see, the thing they call draws. Let me tell you something. It's a $1 million issue. So, we appeal to the DA that the new commander that just come in and lead to court to central office to do away with the informal team. Because lead us with all the years and say he do informal job. It has been go free and bother with drug cartel. And then men look at him and say, my brother, you're welcome to read at least. I get $1 million for you. You know, to us. So we are paying to brother for drugs, my brother. It's very, very expensive. So DA commander that just come, we working in this is battle. We working, but you know, all the other people welcome and every month and the TP with the drug cartel guys then because see the past commander that was in the country was getting information to our citizens here to see it was something that was alleged, but that was getting now the suspending all the time, my brother. You just finish draws, but what you do? Let it guarantee on good salary that they will sweat the drugs. But you bring informal drug cartel, my brother. The drug will increase every little day. So we taking the news commander that just comes in. Let him come to head office. That thing they call or informing job. That is trying to do away with it. So thank you this morning for the show.
Okay, you're welcome. You can do SIM 0775 734 774. And I love the passionate call from the citizens. But let me take this call. I want to bring your minds back to something. But let me squeeze in this call quickly. Good morning.
Yes. Yeah, good morning.
Welcome. You are live.
I'm standing here with Dominic from Sugarcane Farm.
Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, I can say the government is not ready to fight drugs. Because drug tycoon ride $60,000 cheap and we're gonna $100,000 is cheap drug. Drug traveling with it when volunteers go and arrest him or go and cross him and he put and stop a car and put his car drug and take that 100,000 or take 50,000 and give it to him. You think he will reject it? He will never reject it. He will take it. The example is right in front of us here. Those local drug dealers, when no IDA program to them, after what they get, they put it after them to chase them and catch them and put their hand in their pocket and what they have in their pocket and they take it from them, the money that they have in their pocket, they take it from them and let them go. That's what they're doing. So I can say IDA have been living by a drug dealer. Yeah.
Yeah, my dear brother, let me just hold you a little bit. I received some complaints as well from the consumers. They allege that they were looted. Their phones were taken from them. They have money in their pockets. The money were taken from them. So where are all those things going?
That's the thing. That's the question I always ask. I mean, it happened to all there right before all there. If you want to, Joe, but right before all there in prayer, when they get them, whatsoever the Google phones, oh God, they get from people, they take it from them, and then let them go. And that every day we
I mean, also there's so.
Huh?
And also there.
Yeah, that is also. Yeah, that is also. Thank you, there.
All right, you're welcome. Let me squeeze in this call. I'll bring your minds back to something I want to play this morning. Good morning.
Ghana, my 30 seconds.
Quickly, sir.
Yeah, quickly, my 30 seconds. Ghana, I must probably agree with what Mr. Stanley has to be said. Honestly, because too many things. This is why I'm asking a hard course question. How we know all the battle people asking what made that identical former commander Laki left the identical Europe? They have not two wars. That too many things happen. There is a man who are going to plenty places, take people from because he said you within the perimeter. And I'm a living witness of one of those things. He took a prince from the man who even part me or something. He took the ball, good food all the time. The ball walk behind, he could not get that never phone. So people want to go there when they see people within the perimeter, they conclude, even if the man's a draw, I do not agree. It is a draw user. They know they should be arrested or follow prosecution. But no, I have done it. Because our people are passing around because they are their own people and take their political property and then use the money because they are in jail, they made a deal, or that one. So it gets wrong. So how we knew that one day like in that one yet, I know commando can, commando after commando, you will know that those that 30 days were there. He is on the living. He did. The other making. He did. The other making. He did. The other making or suspending. Nobody have told of one reason when the new war. Kind of commando came there and just said, we know why we took the man from here on a suspension and then replaced. Nobody told. It's a media asking. It's a passport asking. Because you solve a problem, you will know the problem. You got to know the problem, you will solve the problem. So until then, the question remains unanswered. What took Lucky from here? What are the main reasons? That's my question at rest. Thank you so kindly.
Okay, Toga. I said I really want to set a reminder this morning before we can take additional calls. I will take the last batch of calls, but let me serve this reminder just to take your minds back a little bit.
Take your photo of me, ask on the phone. Take your photo.
Oh, I'm trying to get this. It slipped off again. You know, I'm trying to get. Yes, I'm trying to get it on, and it slipped off. I'm trying my utmost best.
Put it on right now. All right, let me go to the office. I'll call you right back. Do not cut that phone off. Go there now. I never did them. I'm going at you. No, you're not dating. I'm hearing them. Keep your phone on. I'm on my way going there. Go in there and leave the phone on. If you're outside, I'm not going to the phone. Your commander call you. I'm calling. Then you beat on my daughter? No, nobody. Keep nobody be on. Yeah, don't pull that girl and touch you. Papa won't talk to me.
Hello, Daddy.
Champion, they beat on you, what?
Yeah.
They beat on you?
Yeah, they beat me on ratting.
They say beating you with ratting?
They feel beating me, ma. I mean, they beat me on ratting.
When they beat you? I won't beat you.
I'm not one woman who is not too young.
I can't enter in, Chief.
They forget it. All of
But officer, how you addressing me just now? When you call me, I'm on my way coming to the office. No, my question to you here, how she addressing me right now? What she said? She said somebody beat her with ratting. No, she said, hello, Daddy. You know what she said? Yeah, but let me see who do that, and I'll call you right back. You got to get entering. You all take off for in answer. She's telling you to a smoking job. Or she was phone in the ghetto? Yeah, Chief, she was in a house with a man. In a team round. They were cutting when we got there. But 1 million people now, Sorry for me saying it. She was born naked there. But the guy had a judge that was time in the market. He put up resistance and fought the officer and took 2 bags from us. One ever guy was coming when he saw the man attacking the joint ever man and took a man back from him. That guy is my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir, Chief. She's my daughter. You're really going out to her sister and then bring her home. What? You heard what I said? Yeah, and Chief, 1 minute, let me talk to you, sir. Yeah, what you want to say? Chief, they talk to our my bravo. Now, some of y'all can get later on. Y'all got people when I say release my daughter to... Hello? Hello? Yes, sir. Hello? Yes, sir. Release her to her sister and then bring her home now to me. But she's a bravo issue. Listen to me. You better don't let me get upset, eh? Consider it, don't you? I said release her to her sister and bring her home now. I want to drive the carriage right now. Consider it, don't you?
Okay, so I just thought to bring that to your memory a little bit because it's been a couple of months now, and just as Toga said as well, some of these allegations are subjected to investigations, and once those investigations are conducted, you must come back to the limelight and inform the public as to your findings and what further decisions or punitive measures you will be taking against some of those individuals involved. So similarly with Alfred Lake, we asked a question and they informed us that the standard division of the LDA is investigating Alfred Lake. We'll follow this to the letter and know why he actually left or was suspended from his duties here in Grand Bassa as a county commander. So let me take your last batch of calls, 0775-734-774, 0775-734-774. So this operation was also suspended, and following his suspension, the president dismissed the entire hierarchy of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency and brought in the officer in charge, Biako. So some of these advice coming from you as citizens and residents of Grand Bassa, they are important for the smooth operation of the new leadership of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, Grand Bassa's detachment. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. GARNETT, how are you?
Well, I'm doing great, sir. God morning me. It's good to have you on. How was your weekend?
Yeah, well, very fine. It's okay. I'm Bill Kluman from, let's say, calling my compound this morning.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you for the platform this morning. It's very unique. Really what happening is that the government, they are fooling us in this country. They're not doing well for us because they only want to fool us for our children. How does this drug enter this country? How this drug can enter the country? You have security to all entrance of this country. You have security all over. How they can enter this country? People want to be fooling us all of the time. They get out of the go marry us in this place here. They want some of us. We're not introducing them too. Government want to be fooling us. They are fooling us all of the time. Yeah? You talk about, let's say, drugs will be your major enemies in this country when you stop. Now, you put it on, let's say, I call it, you put it on 15 vehicles to fight drugs. Every time, you case people from here, from beginning time, every day. Someone, the thing is telling me to sign up to go, and let's say, I'll go there as commander. I'll say, I'm going there to see my home because I know, I'll kind of, they will take me from here. You know what I'm saying? I want to get what's happening in this country. People know what they're doing. The drugs here, the Labrador government, they get the benefits for the drugs. Good. Drugs will be easy. If it be really mad in this country, it will be very hard. You are not come to eradication. It will never be eradicated. People know how the drugs enter here. No one minister of they did not know how the drugs enter in the place here. You got all the countries got all the drugs. Because they drugs leave for less than 7 years, Ghana, Nigeria, or Africa, and all the way there to enter here. People know. They want to have fully authentic for the platform this morning.
Okay, you're welcome. More call this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, GARNETT, and good morning to the 11th president of the country.
Well, you are live on the show.
And I do for my 7th president this morning.
The name again?
Ambassador Trocon Johnson, sir. This is Trocon.
Okay, Trocon, it's good to have you on. Welcome, man.
Yes, thank you for the platform. You know, the issue of the drugs business is just a charade. I will say that with no regard. Because our country will continue to say we are fighting drugs, and those guys who are in power are putting the drug into the country. See, the case I just played, when the DA commander was arrested in case I found out that's all in Morovia. He gave them mandate that they should release his daughter. But he needs a fucking drugs for you to say you're perfect cure, and then that should be sent to court when you are giving many shatter the officers, and they should use it on every drop of case there. So where are we? Okay, the perfect cure will find decision. We are a supporter. We never are in position. Are they carrying any investigation? I didn't care who was caught in the ghetto, but naked, young man, her mother born her, her parents, her persecutor, and sent to court. I would say no. Okay? So if the government will say today, I will just remove people from position and one of you will all any public investigation, my brother, we are not going anywhere and we will never go anywhere. We'll continue to be where we is today. Where is this today? Lucky left the country. I saw it on the social media and left from here, government talking from here because of this managed or finance. Where they come to tell us something tangible, they are brought in new DA commander yesterday. That's cool. We support it. But I can tell you for free, that guy will not stay for the next 1 or 2 years. You're saying they change him. Because the guys they will build the barricade with those guys and send the drugs. But I can tell you and I can say it and I can defend it anywhere. Those guys build those guys and send the drugs and receive not less than $100,000 on the weekly. They go there, they go to the guys and get the money and put it in their pocket and leave. So how would the guys stop putting the drugs? If God John Spirit there, how the drugs can pass? That's it, they bring it.
Okay, Chokran, I understand the emotion. Let's hold it as an allegation. I understand how you feel about this. Good morning.
Good morning, dear.
Welcome. It's good to have you on, especially our first female caller on the program this morning. Welcome.
I'm Jennifer T. calling from the Bolova.
Welcome. Let's hear you.
Okay, my brother, that I always say this. We do not have drug factory in Liberia. Nobody manufacturing drugs here. But then you and myself ask a question, where is it coming from? From the zero bullet, from the zero checkpoint. So before I go to the DA fighter, they need come to us. So me all the checkpoint I want for them to start checking from taxi, from even the passenger, everybody there, nobody above the law. When you reach to the checkpoint, then they start the car, then everybody get down, whatsoever load are in the car, then they check it one by one. If you can remember, I saw a post on Facebook for the DA, they check in a Palawa for bear. They put the drugs in the bear, try to put the Palawa, they find 2 branches in the bear, and then they lay the drugs over it and put the rest of the Palawa over it. So imagine. So for me, I want for everybody to be checked now. So when a community dweller, you say that community dweller, when you see drugs, people selling drugs in the community, you should be able to report them. It's just that somebody finding yourself in the midst of Dalima. Because if you carry it, the DA will see that they are working. But some of them, they are in connection with these people. And like you say, they are all in the place, nothing happening here, nothing changing for time. Remember, they are there fighting drugs in the country. Because most of them, they feel they get play gas now. Imagine. Or DA, their daughter. And more people. So how easy will it be? They fight always with it from here when they are saying they are in connection with the people. But they bring that they are working. They can't pretend they arrest the people, they pretend that they are working. But then they arrest the people in front of you and myself. They say, oh, they not arrest the person. Any day you see them passing around. Then you that get a report now, your life is at threat. So you find yourself in the place of Dalima. So how the community brother will be able to give report when those who they give the report to at the end of the day nothing happened. Then they will say, oh, we send them what to the photo. So then what happened to the court? Why did they jail the people? Why did they say someone are prisoner against the people so that the rest of them will be able to get their set? So for me, for the DA, for the top to the bottom, they're all on it, they are set. If you call for the solicitor to take test, the solicitor test, he even the legislator in our court of parliament, they already said that they test. I think we will start from there. Then we will be going to somewhere where we'll be able to work against it. Just everybody to be responsible for it. Because nothing happening. They see people that are fighting, they see people that are connected to people because of the same money. But after say the end time, that lot thing will happen, that ain't happening. So women always won't have their children. They are selling drugs, they destroy themselves with children because they want the money. Not because job not much in the country that someone get around to destroy one another. When will they like yes, all people bring it drugs? We see you call yourself woman, you say fast me to do. Even in a poor water, you telling you need money. Not everybody can work in office. But you should know that business pays. If you even go for your day, you say you get money. But everybody now focus on drugs because you see that drugs are fast money, and with fast money making you fake money and make you rich. But then you reaching yourself, you destroy all of those to be replace those are in power today. They so replace the other to take care of the country tomorrow because if these people they are now well equipped, they are part of the nine interest. So when the 2, 3, 4, 5 years to come, when the people they are retired from the government, who are going to take over Nigeria? That's foreigner we're going to take over our country. We need to look into that. The DA people, they know that they are fighting against the drug. They should start taking it. They should start being friendly with the dealer. They shouldn't be friendly with the dealer. Let us set a fight against it. And we say into we are in Dalima. If we report the person, fire around, they do nothing to the person. You like their life at less. So we should look in that direction, my brother. Okay. Thank you for having your show.
Okay, Jennifer. Always my pleasure. We take 2 more calls and we have to go. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Ghana.
Yes, good morning, the Kisi Governor.
The Loma Governor.
The Loma Commander, sorry.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to portrait our sister, our mother. If you want our number because it's very fine started. Okay, thank you very much. My dear, my only concern is this. I don't want the appointment of the new boss of a DA. I don't want to be all one new bottle. What do I mean? I don't want the same old attitude that are being implemented here. Then they can come again as a new DA. They can use the same old behavior. Like informing people, we're coming right to your place, or bribing them away from money, which will not be healthy. And in a more thing, this will make it I mean, this will be very trouble. At least they can be able to afford them on right harassing people and then making some investigation. It is fine. At least we can be able to will not be in the news because as you know, in the news of the young guys and young stuff that are from drugs, it will not be good in the national thing. It's a great name. It's there where you can see great personality, great brain. Then that will not represent our image. And that's why I want to, and for me to conclude very quickly, let me say Ala Madrid. The favorite club on Madrid. Thank you. Thank you for question.
Okay, that's all the time we have. I will just take a privilege call whilst I wrap up this morning. But many thanks to all of you that are placed in your calls. And I think we actually served the new DA leadership due diligence. You've listened very attentively. You've heard the complaints. You've heard the recommendations from the citizens and residents of Bassa. It is now in your purview to work in the interest of the people of Bassa and to ensure that the fight against drugs remain robust. And all of these recommendations are important. No one came here this morning to malign your character. It was important. I will solicit the opinions of the people because these are the opinions and or suggestions that will guide your operations and guide your movements. So from all fairness, they've expressed openness to work with the new leadership. At the same time, they are condemning previous actions from other officers of the LDA allegedly linked to the friendliness and also some uncalled for behavior that are highly unprofessional. So it's now in your purview to work in the best interest of the county and the people of Bassa. The platform is open. You will do your little rounds. We'll find time to bring the new boss on a radio like we used to do with the previous bosses, with the likes of Joseph Tadidin, Buster Jolong, Alfred Lake. We always bring on the platform to have them interact with citizens so as to be guarded as well. But I think it's important that we had some of these issues highlighted. So many thanks to all of you that plays in your calls, those that, as usual, wake up every morning, tune in to 94.3 FM to follow the Dumboy show. And it's always good to have you on. So let me squeeze in our privilege color and then we can wrap up. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, TARR.
Yes, I'm doing great. Good to have you.
Yeah, Mark Ross calling for the community.
Okay, Mark,
yes,
welcome.
Yeah, thank you for the show. Thank you for the discussion. It's very good to discuss it and to criticize things that wrong in the country. But there are several things that have been happening under this government, and you wouldn't hear people dismiss facts. Or you not hear education, or you not hear about going to court and find children no. You wouldn't hear about the case about the minister doing it. They are not kids like that. And ma'am, I write more about the run for your son who work other countries. This DA guys over the police guys and don't they drop pull us. They have the attitude, they always carry on. And when you carry a passenger over yourself, you can't find get a huge amount of money within your pair. They're 20,000, 30,000 and all. They will either charge your pair. I don't see that money. They're for a packet of God, the job, and they will put it in your bag. And they will are you up there? Are you put that in your bag?
That's a grave allegation, Mark. It's a grave allegation. It's a grave allegation.
I'm telling something that my own I've been seeing it. So that's a go still today. Still argument to the bowler there and they got money over before. So that empower the law, the government should be to see out there to go after this. It's just that you live in the country and you see everything is good as rescue or everything happening at all time and the country going to the department condition. So the entity we have in the country, the police, they are them working in the country here. We have money after they will have some money, still have some money. So they will figure it out. After some money wrong in the food, they will tell you what I'm saying. Tell you what I'm saying morning.
Okay, I don't know. Let me just squeeze in now. This is the last and final call of the morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Just move our distance from your monitor, please. Morning. Okay, sorry, I can't continue and we have to go. And so it has been a wonderful time. That was a great allegation. And I hope that the requisite authorities are listening. I don't know. But it's the second time I'm getting this complaint. First it was in a community. And now from motorcyclists, I think it is scaring. It's scary. And just on yesterday was the official World Teachers Day. Today is a celebration, so to speak. So let's say hi, happy International Teachers Day or World Teachers Day to all of our passionate, hardworking, and dedicated instructors. In the same vein, the former Prison of the Salvation Army School now, the Salvation Army School divided a little bit. Some people left back, others were on the other side. And it was a sad moment when I got the information last night. And I felt so downhearted seeing someone that is contributing immensely to the educational sector of Liberia. Now Star Academy just started its first academic year. The school, the former Salvation Army compound, the school very opposite the Bidefini home. Yes, the principal is dead. It was a sad moment. So our condolences to the teachers, faculty, and student body, also parents that had their kids attending. He lost his life. I was informed yesterday. But as much as possible, many thanks to all of you that place in your calls. Frederick Teal, you're listening to the people of Bassa, and it is in your purview down to work in the best interest of professionalism in the interest of the people of Bassa. It has been a wonderful time. Many thanks to Edwin Tapel, who sat at control, entering the technical aspects of this Monday's presentation of the Dumboy Show. I will be with you on tomorrow, same time, 9 up to 10 o'clock. But until then, have a wonderful rest of the Monday. My name is TARR. You be GARNETT. Until tomorrow, have yourself a blessed day.
Ldea Bassa Detachment. All the politicians, let's sort the Bassa Detachment. I simply means everybody should come together. Now, when the politicians are calling the sorrow the Bassa Detachment. DJ and artists, I know we are not together. Stainless and all, I can tell entering each other. You make a friend, Betty, back up, people poet. That's as I said, you know, Betty, back at Sunday, more poet. Then I couldn't even down, back at Pass up, we have a back. One my ding, I can't post as I'm my deep. Grandpa is all we have. The girl I say that is all we have. Bassa Detachment, that's all the Bassa Detachment. Bassa Detachment, Ldea Bassa Detachment. All the politicians, let's all the Bassa Detachment. I simply means everybody should come together. Bassa Detachment, that's all the Bassa Detachment. Bassa Detachment, Ldea Bassa Detachment. All the politicians, let's all the Bassa Detachment. I simply means everybody should come together. All the country people, yeah, please pray for the country. Yeah. It is a development, we are nowhere. Leave the cheap politics, let us make the country great. Not because of politics, we're coming for the better shit. After election, you know who will set me again. Let me the power. In the book of the Vatican, it says you must love your neighbor as you also love yourself. The power that says you and your neighbor should go look ahead. Bet you I can say that see hello, am I talking Sunday night? Together and we stand grandpas, I will always be the best. So, Bassa Detachment, that's all the Bassa Detachment. Bassa Detachment, Ldea Bassa Detachment. All the politicians, let's all the Bassa Detachment. I simply means everybody should come together. Bassa Detachment, that's all the Bassa Detachment. Bassa Detachment, Ldea Bassa Detachment. All the politicians, let's all the Bassa Detachment. I simply means everybody should come together. Yeah, PSJENT. Sophie Prince, I got you. And don't see I went up. Bassa people are ill. That's all the Bassa Detachment. With a real tutu. Bobby T, I got you, nigga. This is a hip code. L-I-B. Yo.
They not going nowhere because of the party politics. Oh, they insult one another in a place. When they will get tired and focus on developing this country.
Man, you about way, man. How you want for this guy to be developed? You know why people not do for me?
But I would discuss the individual benefits. We're discussing the development of this country. So I'm urging everybody to come together in support of the Bassa Detachment.
L-I-B. Yeah. All I need is total peace in my country, yeah. They never rap politicians for the more than self. Sending country and I won't lie, it can happen set. Real talk, if you listen to this song, don't get bad. Pass on fun, pass on laughing at our mother there. Whether you for CDC, but they want the party or whatever. That's all the people left in this country, so it's on the leader. Create true love for each other, from that we put hands together. That's all the Bassa Detachment. Constructive play, if we do it, we get better. Show lit, Bassa Detachment, that's all the Bassa Detachment.